right, y'all, so we got another episode of From Down, and of course we are left with more questions, but I wanted to point out something that I noticed out of this episode as well. First of all, we all want to know, is this Jim? Do you think that him telling Ethan to look for the Lake of Tears is really Jim telling him that, or do you think that it is the man in yellow? I'm going to go ahead and say that this really is Jim, and him giving Ethan the little nugget of search for the Lake of Tears is a little hint on how they may be able to leave from town. At least that's what I think. I've always theorized that one of the ways to leave Fromville would be through the river, and I say this is because in one of the seasons of From, I'm not sure I remember which season, it was one of the ones where either Jade or Boyd or Tabitha was exploring in the caves, and they came across this cave drawing. Now, in this cave drawing, you can clearly see a river, and there's little boats of people floating down this river. So far in From, we haven't seen this river. I believe one of the times when Boyd was out there in the forest, we heard the river, but we actually haven't seen the river. And so I've always thought that water was one of the ways that people would be able to leave from town. And I think that that's also how the lighthouse plays into it, because I was always curious about this lighthouse, especially since we haven't heard from any of them that they've seen any type of ocean or any type of beach. So why is there a random lighthouse here in the middle of nowhere, or here in the middle of Fromville, I guess I should say? And I think it really is because the way out of the town is through the lighthouse. Going to the lighthouse is the way you find the Lake of Tears or the river. And this is how you find your way back to civilization. I believe that is also the reason why Tabitha had to be pushed out of the lighthouse in order to come back into the real world, if that is in fact where she came. But I don't know. What do you guys think?